In our modern world, we often focus on external success, the career we build, the wealth we accumulate, the social status we attain. Yet, beneath this surface of outward achievement lies a deep and unresolved truth. We are a society plagued by trauma, individuals carrying the unhealed wounds of their ancestors, parents, passed down through generations, shaping everything we touch. The true breakdown of society begins with the breakdown of the family. When the foundation of the family is cracked, the structure of society itself begins to crumble. But this isn't just an external issue. The trauma we inherit, consciously or unconsciously, impacts not only our personal lives but the collective subconscious of humanity. The family is the first school we attend. It is where we learn what love is, what safety is, and how we relate to the world. But too often, this education is incomplete, or worse, distorted. Many of us grew up in homes where love was absent, where trauma lingered in silence, and where real emotional education about love, past, sexuality, and responsibility was never taught. Instead, we inherited fear, shame, and confusion. This unhealed trauma doesn't stay in the past, it is carried forward. Without conscious healing, it becomes the air we breathe, the culture we live in, and the legacy we pass down. What we fail to heal in ourselves, we inevitably pass on to the next generation. Society reflects the state of its families. Look around. We live in a world where anxiety, depression, and the disconnection are rampant, where people feel lost, unable to connect, constantly seeking fulfillment outside themselves, be it through money, power, or fleeting pleasures. These are the outward symptoms of a deeper, unspoken wound, a collective wound. This wound began in our families. Each generation has failed to heal its own trauma, passing it on like a poisoned inheritance. And the structures that are supposed to support us, our educational institutions, our media, our governments, have failed to address the root cause. Instead, they feed the circle. They push us further into a consumer-driven, materialistic world that distracts us from the spiritual and emotional healing we so desperately need. To understand this deeper, we must turn to the wisdom of spiritual traditions. In Kabbalah, the idea of healing the soul is brokenness is central. The Zohar teaches that each soul comes into the world with a specific purpose, to heal the brokenness it inherits and to return to the divine. The soul's journey is not random, it is aligned with the family it is born into. If a person is born into a family with trauma, it is because their soul has the ability to heal that trauma, to fix what is broken. This idea is echoed in Taoism. The Taoist path speaks of harmony with nature and the importance of healing the mind, body, and soul to align with universe natural flow. If one is born into a broken family, it is seen not as a curse, but as an opportunity to realign by first healing oneself, then the relationships and family, larger societal structures. Healing begins within. It starts from the deep and often difficult work of confronting our family wounds. Whether we grew up in an abusive home, a distant one, or even a seemingly perfect one, every person has inherited trauma to some degree. Recognizing this is the first step. To heal, we must look deep into our family dynamics, understanding how we were shaped by them, accepting the pain, and ultimately forgiving. This is the healing that transcends generations. It isn't enough to just move on or forget. We must heal those wounds consciously, understanding that the trauma we carry is not just personal, it is collective. When we heal ourselves, we heal the family, and when families heal, they create the foundation for a better society. The circle of trauma ends when we choose to face it, to process it, and to heal it. But this is not easy work. It requires us to acknowledge the ways in which our culture, our education, and our media have misled us. It requires us to unlearn the false values of consumptionism, individualism, and the materialism, and even the religion got polluted by ego, and to rediscover the core principles of love, compassion, and true spiritual wisdom. The true healing of society can only come when we start healing the soul, when we understand that trauma is not something to hide, but something to heal. The wounds we have are not our identity. They are simply the markers of our journey, our soul's growth. This healing is not just for us as individuals, it is for the collective. When we heal our family dynamics, when we heal the deep wounds of the past, we begin to build a new foundation for the next generation. A foundation rooted in wisdom, love, and understanding that true success is not measured by wealth or status, but by inner peace and spiritual alignment. So let us begin with ourselves. Let us recognize the patterns of trauma we carry and choose to heal them. This is the path of true awakening, the path of transcending the pain of the past to create a future built on peace, love, and wisdom. As we heal not just our families, but our society. And from that healing, a new world can emerge, one where trauma no longer dictates our future. This is a hope we can offer the next generation.